The story of how we met is across a moonlit battlefield. The vampire hunter finally finds the vampire, and as the last glimmers of light from the city fade away, they stare at each other and say, looking good. We were thinking about coming up with a fake nonsense story for this video, and we still might. But for the most part, it wasn't the most outlandish thing in the world. We met because we were both on a certain online app that you've almost certainly heard of and almost certainly hate. From my own side of it, I was actually very close to deleting the app for the reason that everyone deletes the app, which is a complete waste of your life to be on it, or at least it certainly feels that way. You had a profile that actually had words on it and, you know, a whole description of what she was doing at university and all this kind of stuff. So I was sitting there thinking, I've got to have a good answer for this. And because it kept coming back up, I knew you'd swiped right on me. You learn this as a guy because you don't get that many matches. Because your profile kept coming back up, I knew that you had swiped right on me. So I knew I wanted to say something to you. I was basically on it with the idea of being, maybe there's someone else on Tinder like me who actually hates Tinder, wants nothing to do with casual dating, hates the nonsense pickup, oh I didn't like one wording this person said, throw them away again, all that kind of stuff. And I was nearly throwing the app away, as I said. But along comes you. So why did you swipe right on me?
If I remember it correctly, there was something sarcastic that you had written on your profile, and there was a picture of his dog. No kidding.
Come on, Gira.
It was more to do with something that he had written on his profile, something that I could pick on to start a conversation. I have been on dating apps quite a lot because in real life I'm very intimidating and people don't talk to me. I have had a lot of people tell me that they sort of had a crush on me, but I was too intimidating for them to approach. So I'm not a nice person in real life.
It's not that you're not a nice person, but you do. She has a death stare. Can you just look at the camera as if it's offended you, please, quickly? It's that.
Again, so my only luck was to meet people online. So I would get plenty of matches. But then I always managed to find the worst of all the lot. No kidding. I met some nice people, but then it just didn't work for me. But this time I was on Tinder not to meet people to be in a relationship, but just to make new friends in Glasgow. Because something that I had noticed was I was here and I was only mingling with the Indian crowd. So I thought maybe I'll make use of an app.
There's not a single guy in the history of any of these dating apps who's ever looked at the thing saying, I'm only looking for friends, and, you know, went, yeah, let's look for some friends.
For me, at least, it was that. I did match with a lot of people. Just like you, the conversations were very boring. Yeah. And I think I must have met one other person other than you. He turned out to be a really nice person, great conversations. He was also studying psychology, so we had a lot in common to talk about. But again, no intention of dating of any sort. And then this human happens and...
Hello.
Did you start the conversation?
Yeah. Basically, almost instantly, the conversations were really flowing pretty quickly. Like,
yeah, and they were big. If my friends have any complaints about the way I talk or the way I text, is that I send really big messages. I found someone
back. Yeah. My viewpoint always was that an intelligent person is going to appreciate it when you respond to everything they say. So then, from that point, already the conversation's flowing. We get to the point where we start FaceTiming each other.
During the very first conversations, I was with my friends. I was, let's say, at a mini party. Sorry, it was just the three of us, but we were cooking and, you know, like, we planned to hang out. But this guy was keeping me busy because you were actually debating with me. I was finding it very difficult to, you know, like, not respond. Yeah. We were healthily debating during our first conversation.
Well, yeah, that went pretty well. Although it's funny because, again, the things I was getting the FaceTime was not really looking for a relationship. Oh, Indian guys are my type. You know, white guys aren't my type. Putting this on the whole time, not looking happy, not excited to see me. But yes, perseverance.
I object, Your Honor. I don't think I was not excited to talk to you. Again, I was just putting up this image that I'm not looking forward to dating anyone for that matter, not just you. He did try to flirt here and there. It wasn't really working, I would say.
We were pretty sold that we liked each other before we actually met for the first date.
True.
And it's interesting because we never went through the kind of nonsense phase.
The chemistry was real, and like I really liked talking to him. For once, it was not just flirting, and it was a lot of intellectual talks of some sense and discussing your values and finding that the other person also has those values in them. The first 5 days of our conversation, he would just go, "Stop saying that."
No, it was Stop saying things I like. The way you were thinking things out. There was levels of reasoning. It's not just your first thought, having never thought about it before. It was clear that you'd kind of thought things through yourself. It impressed me. And then I met her. People around me will say I'm very unlucky. I don't like blaming luck, so I try and blame myself. But the reality is I was not doing well in dating life before meeting Paaru. And there's only been a few times where I had a really, really strong first impression of, oh, even if I didn't date this person, I know I just like this person. It's certainly, I think, probably 3 times absolute max, and that's probably being generous, that I've ever met a girl and thought, oh, this could be something very serious. And I know she's looking at me. You're the third one, yeah.
I was nervous as well because this is pretty much the first white guy that I was dating. I was very afraid, like, oh, the conversations on your phone is quite nice, but what if it doesn't really happen in real life? What if it is boring? Because I have been in such situations where, the chemistry is flowing, but then you go meet this person and you find out they're the most boring person on earth. Or maybe the other way around. I might have been the boring one. I was definitely scared about boredom.
Adorable little detail, right? She kissed me first. Paaru had said, I want to kiss you first because essentially so that you can't kiss me first.
You can do other things first.
I don't even want to know what that means. We first met, agreed meeting place, Well, I got caught in traffic and I was really, really annoyed. I'm like trying to text in traffic. Like, I sent pictures of the traffic jam going like, I swear it's not my fault. I left in plenty of time. I think I actually still made it just about on time, but...
You were still late.
I was not late, not really. Anyway.
You're not very late, but still late.
And since then, who's been the late one to things?
But you were late on the most important occasion.
Sure. Paaru takes his decision that she's going to kiss me first. And from that point, the date was interesting. The first thing I remember was we were walking and you kept bumping into people from your course.
Oh, yes. Most of my friends didn't know that I was on dating apps, and most of them didn't know that I was going on a date with a white guy. And I kept meeting my friends. And I was just like, oh God, oh God. And I don't know, they were giving me these looks. They're like, oh, you're going out on a date. Is he your boyfriend? I remember you just smiling to that, and I was like, okay.
I thought it was hysterical. Because one of the things was early doors, Paaru was still in some ways trying to not quite deny to yourself. There was still a little bit of you just going like, oh, this is going too fast. I don't want this to... Like, she didn't want it to be going as well as it was almost. Because she felt like it was too fast. It was maybe foolish or puppy love or something like this. Like, I don't know.
It's drama, guys. It's drama.
There was very adorable, awkward first date hand holding.
It's weird because I usually don't let people hold my hands. I don't like being touched or being hugged or stuff like that. It's really a compliment that I initiated it.
And now she basically likes hugs. She likes hugs.
It's only with certain people, Jack.
It's only with me. And Kira. More Kira than me. Kira's my dog. And yeah.
Our dog.
She's getting way too comfortable here, I tell you. My God. Shall we ask Kira?
Mm-hmm.
Come here. No, you're supposed to come to me. You're supposed to come to me.
Coming to me.
No, she's coming to me. Here. Kira, hello. My favourite. God damn it.
Hello.
You disloyal cow.
Hello.
Kira.
You bet.
Here. Come here. I'm your real favourite.
He's forcing the dog.
Yes. And we're going to cut out the bit. We're going to edit out the bit where you go to Paaru. We're going to
We're not. Look at this. She's still giving me
No.
paw.
She's pushing away from you.
Come here.
There's only so many camera tricks in the world that can try and put this away.
Hello. No licking. No, that's bad.
The dog has betrayed me.
Hence proved.
Who helped you out when you were a puppy, you swine? No, not her.
We didn't really plan to go on a first date, but I just happened to invite him because I was going to this Bollywood movie alone. If you want to join me, why not?
This Bollywood film was...
To Jhooti Main Makar.
It was my first Bollywood film ever. Culture shock. Oh, also, I'm by far, very obviously the only white person there. One more quick thing I'll say about the film. You were tearing up at the end of it. My shoulder was wet. I was like, what the? Oh my God, she's crying. I couldn't believe it.
I cry very easily, Kira. I cry for everything. I'm a strong, independent girl.
So after this film ends, with it, Kira, you're such a sook. The last part of the day was we walk on the river, pretty much at midnight because it was a late film showing. It was absolutely freezing. Now, it was bad enough for me, but you were shivering. So she made this wonderful choice to get a short dress.
I wanted to look pretty. I wanted to make an impression, Kira.
The only thing that's left to mention No,
Yes.
I'm the professional photographer here. I'm extremely professional. Drops camera immediately. Ta-da! It's very sweet. It's like a picture of us, kind of hugging with the nice view behind us. I do want to mention, however, what has happened to my arm.
What has happened to your beard?
Because if this is supposed to be his elbow, then I don't really, what is this his wrist? We haven't really thought this arm through is all I'm saying.
That's my arm.
I look deformed. Am I deformed? I might be deformed. My video shoot has been interrupted.
Kira, no licking.
Anyway, the point is, as I shout, can you not box me during the video? That is pretty much the story of how we met, our first meeting. So much more to come on this wonderful burgeoning channel. But yeah.
So go subscribe. Bye.